Haha, welcome back! Whoop, scared the dog. Sorry. You're a good boy. It's okay. Yeah, so anyway, what you're looking at, if you're still looking at this, is, well, what used to be a curtain rod and what is going to be a curtain rod. I'll bet you can guess which one's which. And here's a little closer version. Yeah, should be pretty obvious now which one was a curtain rod. Now that was up there for a minute, two minutes. I started putting the curtains on, the thing buckled and bent, and okay, fine, waste of $8. So I've got $3 worth of 1/2-inch steel tube, 1/16 inch wall. It's not quite long enough, but I think we can make it work. What's the difference between pipe and tube, you ask? Tube is measured from the outside, pipe from the inside. There's other differences, but for the most part, there you go. So this has a 1/16 inch wall. That should give me that should mean a 3/8 rod, which is what that is. We'll stuff right in there, and I'm sure with just a little bit of hammering, it will. Get that hot and get started on a short taper. First, a mark. Now I've got need to get to 84 inches, and I'm 6 inches shy of that on that tube. So we'll make 7-inch pawls for the end. PAWLS, not PAWS. We'll call it finials if you prefer. Yeah, so short taper. Now that anvil is ice cold. It's probably 20 degrees outside, and that means it's a little bit warmer in my shop. Little ice on the slack tank this morning. So it is sucking the heat out of this piece of steel. Took me 3 heats to get this taper done. And now we're going to make a very, very sloppy, very sloppy scroll. One of the problems working with a propane forge is that it heats up a big area, and there's not much you can do to control that, or at least not with my forge, that I figured out yet anyway. And when you get a long area of the bar heated and you start hammering back on it, like I'm doing here, it pushes all the hot metal around. So think of it, it's like hitting wet spaghetti at this point. Cooked spaghetti. It's just kind of sloppy, floppy, and not very fun. So I had to hit that harder than I wanted to get it to move, and made a little flat spot, but yeah, we'll clean that up, it'll look fine. I can live with that. What I'm making, that's just fine. Remember, we're competing with $8 didn't work goods from the local place. You've seen me cut stuff off before. I got that little mark that's at 3.5 inches, and all I'm doing is eyeballing a little landmark on the pattern in the scale. I'll take it up there and just give it a notch. Light tap, just enough to put a little dent in the metal. Clean it off. Clean it really well. I lost a lot of heat doing that, but it doesn't matter. This first round, all I'm going to do is find that notch and score a line all the way around. I'm not trying to make a spiral, so I'm taking my time. I want to make sure both ends match up. Oh, I know it's a circle. It's even. And now we'll cut it off. Missed the hammer sounds here. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 ting. Ting, 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 bink. See? Yeah, sounds just like that. And here's that mark. You can see the nipple is right there at right there at the perfect 3.5 inch mark. This one a little bit longer. Meh. it's a millimeter longer. I think that's okay. We use the metric system. Whenever something's a little bit off, we use the metric system and just blame that. And that's it. No more smithing. Now it's time for the fabric cobbling. Mark out that ½ inch extra that I put on there. Try and do it so you can see it. Yeah. Sometimes it just needs a little wiggle, right? That end needed a little more than a wiggle, so I hit it with the hammer. And, you know, I can usually solve my problems with a hammer. This tube has a seam on it. You can barely see it on here. I want to make sure that seam is on the invisible side when it's up on the wall, meaning the top. That way you don't see it. I hate that. There you go. Done. Here I'm just cleaning up the saw ends of the tube and a couple of BBs from the weld tacks. And in the end I decided to go back and weld the whole thing solid. But I didn't film that. You couldn't see it anyway. Alright, we're going to clean that up with some acetone, little steel wool, a rag. So let's get to work. Acetone. It's good stuff for cleaning whatever is on this metal. They pickle it and then they oil it. This is anyway, it comes to me pickled and oiled. And here you see what the acetone did to that glove in a short amount of time. It took me maybe 2-3 minutes to clean that bar off, and it's already melting through this glove. You can imagine what that's going to do once it soaks into your skin. It'll do the exact same thing to your liver, just dissolve it. So, you want to use acetone? Maybe you should wear gloves. And here's the window. There's the mounts, which surprisingly worked. I put them up with screws. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and it's already working better than the store-bought piece of junk. There you go. It's lasted 200% longer than something that cost me $8. And it works. That's it. That's all it has to be. You know how to make stuff. You make stuff. You don't always have to make works of art. Sometimes it just has to work. It just has to get you through the winter, right? I decided to use the nausea cam to finish this out. So get ready. There's the bottom side. That's the visible side. And there's the invisible side, or the top side. You can see that seam runs down there. Just seems like the right thing to do to me. Alright, that's enough. I'll see you in 2 weeks, maybe sooner if I can get it done. Thanks for watching.